Hi, David Hart here from G4 Guitar. In this video, I'm going to talk about chords. I'm going to give you the basic techniques, the things that you need to think about, and I'm going to give you a little tip on how to learn chords at half the speed. So hang around. So what we're going to do here is start off, I'm going to show you a very simple chord, the C chord here. And the main things that you need to think about here is, number one, is that your fingers are on the tip. So I'm going to squeeze this note here really tight and get it to impress upon my fingertip. I don't normally press hard, by the way. I'm only doing this so you can see where the actual string sits on my finger, right up there on the tip. It cuts across pretty well along the tip there on a slight angle, and that's how I place it, and that happens with all the fingers. I get all them sitting on the thing. Now the reason that I don't have to press hard as a rule is because I'm playing on the tip and I'm playing near the fret. So this is the second thing that I want you to think about, is to play right near the fret. By squeezing the finger up near the fret, then you don't have to press as hard. I'll give you a little demonstration. So if I'm playing that note there and I bring that back with the same amount of pressure, you listen to what happens to the string. That's the same pressure. I actually have to press a lot harder at the back of the fret than I do right up near it. So keep that in mind. That's really the most important thing here, is that you're up close to the fret and on the tip. If you can cover that, you're pretty well going to get a great chord. But the other thing to think about here is the thumb. You can see behind the neck there, I have the thumb placed behind, and I also have plenty of space in here. This is really important as well, to have that kind of airiness. So what a lot of beginners do especially is that they scrunch up, they squeeze up there, and what that does is it shortens the length of their fingers and also makes the chord more cramped, and more likely they're going to do this sort of thing where they're sitting down, touching the other strings. You can see what I'm doing there is that I'm grabbing the guitar rather than placing my thumb there. Now you will see guitarists with their thumb over the top, and there are reasons for that. Sometimes they need to block the note, sometimes they even play the note. You take someone like Jimi Hendrix, he used to actually, he had big hands by the way, but he used to play the chords with his thumb as well. He could play, play a G chord like that, for instance. So there are reasons sometimes for having your thumb over the top. But just keep in mind that, so if you watch when I play those chords and I move between the chords, then the fingers are always up near the tips there, on the tips and up near the fret. So that's really the important thing. So I'm going to show you now what I call the folding corner technique. It's a style of learning chords which will help you to learn them faster. So just remember that term, the folding corner technique. I patented that name. So what we've got here is that when you play the C chord, for instance, what most people do is when they learn a chord, they start from the first finger, they go to the second finger, and then they go to the third finger. That's typically what they do. But if you reverse that, so in other words, go third, second, first, then you'll learn to actually get the chord to all land at once. You can see there, and I do that on purpose to sort of shake out my fingers. You can see that I come back and I get all the fingers to land at once. So when I'm moving around, when I'm playing chords, every chord, it doesn't really matter where it comes from. It knows where to go. So we've got that instant ability for the fingers to know where they're going, and that's what we want. And if you do 1, 2, 3 on your chords, it's going to take you a lot longer to learn, because what you're doing is you're giving the other fingers too much time to think about where they need to go. So and it's almost like follow the leader. We've always got to follow number one. This teaches finger independence, so each of the fingers know exactly where their place is. They will eventually learn it using traditional method, but if you do it with the folding corner technique, you'll do it in a lot less time, because you're training each finger one at a time to do their role, and that way they know where to go. So that's the idea, is to get the fingers to move between each of the chords really quickly and instantly. Okay, so hopefully that's helped you with the chords. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know or speak to your teacher. Thanks very much.